Hey y'all, long time no see. It's me. Yes, I am back. I have missed y'all so much. But I'm just glad to be back. And I'm completely honest with y'all. Hey, what's up? How y'all been? How's life been? What y'all been doing? Any new things? Any new progress in life? While y'all get to updating me on you guys' lives, let's get into these nails. So we are gonna go through the step by step for the first video bag. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So right now, I'm just going in, removing that shine from her nail bed. I am also using it to shape up the free edge. Call me lazy if you must. I don't know. It is easier doing it this way. You could clip it. You could use a hand file, or you could use the sanding band. It's really your preference. But I'm just making sure to get up in there and remove all of that shine. I am also kind of using it as a cuticle pusher. I do just lightly press in a upward motion once I'm on the cuticle, just to push it back some. I do go in with a cuticle bit as well, but for those of you who would like to know, I do not use a cuticle pusher whatsoever. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world to use. It's, for me, this just works for me, and my nails do last about 2 months. I'll say about a month to 2 months, depending on how long they're getting them, if they're doing a lot of manual labor with their hands or just using them as tools, whatever the case is. But for majority of my clients, their nails do last about 6 weeks plus, and that definitely plays into your prep. Please practice that prep. Try different things, see what works for you. But the only way your client's nails are really going to last, if I'm being completely honest with you, it's the prepping and just the layout of the acrylic. If you have a good base, a good apex, and you're a bomb with the prep, oh, you're in there like swimming more girly. I'm telling you. So now I'm just going in with my cuticle bit just to get in there to remove the excess dead skin that we couldn't get to with our sanding band. Now I'm going in with my cuticle nippers, going in very slow and subtle just so we do not nick her skin. You just want to cut just the dead skin, and it's very easy to tell. If you can tell, if you look really close, it's just the excess skin that's kind of lifted right where the nail bed meets. So just kind of clip that. If you need to cut in little increments, as I am doing, sometimes I can just go ahead and cut the entire cuticle. But for her nails, I was just so hesitant. And it's really crazy because I've been doing nails for 6 years now, and I still get hesitant about getting close to their cuticles. And sometimes I do nick them still, yeah, sometimes accidents happen. It's okay. Now we're going in to apply these tips. These are my all-time favorite tips. Everything that I am using will be listed down in the description box. Now I'm just going in to cut those nails. I do press up that middle finger. I bend it up so I can line it up with the ring and the pointer. That's the best way for me to have all of my nails kind of the same length. And then for the pinky and the thumb, I'm just eyeballing it out, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. And then with the other hand, I do put one hand on top. Y'all know the deal. Now I'm going in with my dehydrator. This is in a Mia Secret bottle, but this is just alcohol, guys. 90% alcohol does wonders. Now this is the Mia Secrets bonder. Okay, no, we don't do extra for that. We don't add anything in the bottles for that. We just using this one straight out the bottle. I haven't switched it up, haven't used anything else. That's my holy grail. All right, now on to the butter. And I do mean the butter. Do you see that? So this color is from VBeautyPure. This is the color Blossom. It's definitely one of my clients' all-time favorites. I'm having to restock on this about every 2 months. I get the big bottle, or the big jar, the 3.5 ounce one, and it still don't last me, okay? Now, this isn't a complete how-to, only for the simple fact this is a one bead method. Well, technically, I guess it could be a one bead method, but I will be putting out some new videos with the 2 bead, 3 bead, 50 bead. You know, for everybody, every type of learner, we're gonna get you to this point. I promise you, we're gonna get there. The brush I am using is, or was, a number 16, but I've been using this brush until the wheels fall off. To be honest with y'all, I don't even have this brush anymore. I recorded this video a couple of weeks back. Yes, we have videos in the chamber, so y'all stay tuned, okay? But yes, I don't know if y'all can tell, but some of the bristles is facing outward. It's flat. It looks like a number 10 at this point, but it still did its thing. It was still doing its thing as long as it's not clogged up, and you know, it works. Not too much on me, guys. I have the new one now. Not just playing. All right, now let's get into this application for real. But I'm placing it right there at the cuticle. I do flood a little bit sometimes. It's okay. You can just use the very tip of your brush to break that away. As you can tell here, I'm about to get to it. But right now, I'm just focusing right there at the cuticle because this, I don't know if my temperature was off. My temperature was definitely off this day because it was drying up a little quicker than it usually does, but that is still okay. Even if you get acrylic on the walls, it may just be a little extra work to get it off, but we will get it off. It's fine. Now I'm just using the body to just rake it all the way down to the tip of the nail. By this point, I have a pretty good eye with the hand to bead ratio or the monomer to bead ratio. So I usually typically get just enough to put the base on the nail, and then the apex and all of that comes with the clear acrylic or extra acrylic that I put down next to the cuticle some more. I even pressed back the skin just so I could get up in there some more. You know, it take a little extra work, especially for her nails. Her nail beds definitely do cave in on the side walls, so it does get a little tricky when it comes to nail beds like that, but it's okay. It's all right. Now, I am adding another color bead rather than a clear bead, only because it did look a little too sheer for me for this color, at least on her nails. So I just went in with some more color rather than clear to build up that apex and get that nail looking real flush and solid, okay? And also use that body of the brush to keep that acrylic on the side walls, okay? Even if it get too wide or wider than the actual nail tip that you have placed, it's okay. It might be a little more extra work when it comes to filing, but this is just the layout, okay? Trust the process. No matter how your acrylic looks, even if it doesn't look this smooth, it could be bumpy in areas. You can even add more acrylic. The more acrylic you have, the better, okay? You can always just sand it. It's just going to be a little more work, but we are going to get there. I also am making sure to hold the nails in a downward motion just so that acrylic can run down on its own, just to kind of help me with pulling it all the way down to that free edge. Now, I know y'all see me struggling with this acrylic a little bit. It is just drying up on me, but do not be lazy and do not be like me. Get up, go turn that AC on, get a fan on, put a fan close, whatever the case is. But the only reason why the acrylic is just drying on me so fast is because it was just too warm where I do my nails. Now, it's hot, okay? It just be too hot outside right now. It's about like 110 degrees. I'm melting, but my acrylic is not melting. It don't make sense, okay? So yeah, just go turn on that AC. The only reason why is because acrylic does dry faster in warmer areas. When it's cooler, you'll kind of get that more buttery smooth. It might even be too runny sometimes. So you just have to make sure the temperature in your area is good. I say about 72 to 40, girl, what? 72 to 74 degrees is pretty good for me. I'm going to let you all watch the rest of this process through, and I will catch you all when we get to filing. Now on to the certified slicer. Nah, but if you really do not prep these files right, they definitely become slicers, okay? So, pro tip for you guys out there, I definitely recommend tapping the edges, all four edges of your file with another file, just so you can break away the grit on the edges so you don't cut into your client's skin. Don't say I didn't help you. Don't say I didn't tell you, okay? But you will not cut your client's nails anymore, okay? Do it, I promise. Just do it. But we're getting into this filing. Let me stop messing with y'all. But I'm holding the nails in a downward motion, and I'm just moving that file up and down. Just back and forth, up, down, back and forth, right up against that side wall, so we can keep these nails as straight and crispy as possible. These are also 80/80 grit files. I do get them from Amazon. They will be linked down in the description. And I do cut them in half, okay? We do not have time to keep stocking up on supplies. If you cut them in half, because you know we do not use the same file on different clients, all right? We're not doing that. We don't want to transfer anything to anybody. Y'all know the deal. So just cut them in half. Saves you up on the supplies double the time. It also helps with the structure and tension you are applying once you get to filing at the sidewalls. Because I don't know if you noticed, depending on what files you are using, if you get to filing right where your thumb and your pointer is holding it, it'll get to bending, and that will sometimes defer. Is it defer? It sounds like I'm it'll defer from the shape type. Now moving on to e-filing. This e-file, or this very long tapered barrel bit that I have, I got this off of Temu. I will link it down in the description. I think it was about $7 when I bought it. I actually do need to buy another one because I broke my last one, or this one that you guys are looking at. So I've been using my backup pieces as far as like the little barrel bits. Either or works, but when it comes to long nails, this one is so bomb because it's definitely covering basically almost all the nail, half or 2 times more than what you would usually use or get to with that smaller taper barrel bit. So I definitely do recommend getting one of these. I do love it. But I tried to order one off of Amazon once I broke this one. And I don't know. I don't know if I got a finer piece than what I got from Temu. I don't think it even told me the size for it actually on Temu. But when I tried to order it on Amazon, basically it was not it. I'm not even gonna link it in the description because I used it and I was like, I feel like Temu done made me too bougie. Like, how Temu make me bougie for Amazon? How does that work? But yeah, I'm gonna order me another one from Temu. I'll link it down in the description. But it does its thing, okay? It gets up in them cuticles. It touches up on that entire nail bed. I just definitely do recommend putting this on like a medium RPM. I'll say about like 18-ish, maybe 16, 17 at the lowest. Do not go too high or higher than that. It will get to shaving off all of that acrylic, okay? It does shave off when it needs to. I will tell you that. For the most part, I am just going in and just shaving off that top layer, that top sticky layer acrylic usually gives, or the kind of rough. It's just rough and it just looks tacky. It doesn't feel tacky, but it looks tacky. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That we're just shaving that off, getting it flush, getting it smooth, getting right up in that cuticles, because mind you, we did touch some of that acrylic on her sidewalls. So I'm just double checking and making sure that I actually get up in there and break it away. If you do not, even if you have the most bomb prep in the world, it still won't matter if you have acrylic still touching the skin. The skin contains so many oils, it'll get right up under on them edges where the cuticle is, and that's where the lifting will come into play. So just get up in there as careful as possible, even if you need to turn your e-file down some so you're not cutting into her skin. That is perfectly fine, and it'll make you more comfortable. Go right ahead. I also use it to shape up the free edge. It's the best way for me to get that crisp, cut, clean look. I do not use hand files. It's just not my preference, and it's easier to do this. I do recommend just baby tapping. Don't just go in and hold that file right at the free edge. You'll just get to shaving down the nail and all of that length. You don't want that to happen. Just baby tap it. Baby tap it to the left, baby tap it to the right. If it's just slanted, but just baby tap it. You'll be good. Also, another good tip is when you get a new bit, if it comes like this with the flat top and not the rounded ones, I recommend tapping that on a file, a hand file. So just turn your e-file on with your new drill bit, because that edge right there at the tip is going to be super sharp and you will cut into your clients. There is just no doubt in that. So a good way to get rid of that is to basically just slant it a little bit and tap that edge right on a hand file while your e-file is probably at about like 5 or 10, and just sand down that sharp edge at the tip and you should be perfectly fine. But for now, I'm just going to let you all watch the rest of this process through, and we will get to the nail art. Okay, moving on to my favorite parts of the entire process, which is the nail art, the charms, all the nitty gritty. For this pinky nail, we are just going in with some blooming gel, and we are going to do the alligator method. I do use a dotting tool for this method. I find it's easier rather than going in and using a line art brush. The dotting tool just picks up enough to spread across, and it gets to spreading and all that great stuff. So, you know, whatever works for you. If you use the line art brush, that is completely fine. I just use the dotting tool. always be sure to wipe the edges of the nail once you have put a load of polish on there, so you can get back that shape that you just applied. Girl, it was too crispy just for it to get blushed by some polish, okay? Now I'm just kind of adding this edgy aesthetic type of art, if I'm saying that correct. Every time I do it, it gives edgy vibes, and I just absolutely love it. I am going in with my super long nail art brush. I do go in with my smaller one. I actually don't go in with my smaller one until a little later, when I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I could do this a little more faster. So I definitely recommend using the smaller brush just to get the base of where you're gonna put your lines and things like that, and then just come back in with your longer nail art brush just to make the lines smoother. Don't go in with this super long brush trying to fill stuff in. It took me a long time to realize that I didn't have to work harder. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, even though I've been doing nails for about 6 years now, I still find ways of doing things way faster, quicker, efficient, whatever word you want to use. I still find things to this day where I'm like, dang, why didn't I think of this 5 years ago? You know? And that sometimes be one of my best nail moments that I be having, because it's like, okay, go ahead, girl, you learning things, doing things. It still keeps me in the mode to keep doing nails, keep me inspired to keep doing nails. Me, I'm a person where I just get bored real easily, guys. I can't tell y'all how many hobbies I done had, things of this nature, that nature, whatever the case is. But nails, I have been sticking with this. This is the longest job I've ever had in my life, too. I would tell y'all, I would be honest and tell y'all that. But back to what I was initially saying. Basically, when I find new things that helps, especially with timing too, because I'm only really sitting in a chair doing some nails for about an hour and a half to 2 hours if they're just getting their nails done. And that doesn't even really matter what length they get. Well, I will say once it gets towards like the 2XL, 3XL, higher, whatever the case is, then we're looking at about a 3 hour to maybe a 3.5 at the longest for nails. But usually, if I'm just doing nails, y'all, I'm not sitting in that chair for no more than an hour to 2 hours per client. Now, if we're doing toes only adds 45 minutes to that. So I'm only looking about 2 hours and 15 minutes for the nails, sometimes 2 hours for nails and toes. And then the longest I've probably done nails and toes was maybe about 3.5 to 4 hours. For this middle finger, I am going in with just the green base. I did do 2 coats, I believe, for this color, and I will also be posting these in the description. I went crazy on this brand. I believe I just bought a set. It's one of those brands where you'll buy a set, it'll come with maybe like 6 different colors. And I'm just trying different brands out to see what polishes work. And I love this polish. Some of the colors aren't as opaque as the others, but majority of them are. And they're pretty cheap. This is something that I'm just kind of going off of for right now until I get my VBeautyPure line up and running. When I tell you I'm about to go crazy on them. But for right now, we're finding polishes that do us justice on a budget, okay? And these are so great. For the ring finger, we are going in with a French base. Sometimes I do the mapping where you'll do the 2 diagonals and then the 1 horizontal around the bottom of where you want your French to be laid out. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just go in and do what I just did, which is basically just free-handed. And I will go in with the brush of the polish bottle just to fill in the French. Is way quicker, way faster than trying to go in with this skinny brush to fill all of that in. Going back into that middle finger, I am now laying out the border of this nail. Now, at first I was using my long brush. Like I said earlier, it took me a little minute during this set to realize, we can work a little smarter, not harder. But it's okay. No matter when you find it out, as long as you find it out, that's all that matters. So I'm just going in and just basically creating like a window almost. The white is just acting as a border. And we will be putting a nice, beautiful charm dead smack in the middle of it. Moving on to the pointer finger, we are also doing the same. We are just putting another French base, but we are doing it in green. bouncing back to that ring finger, we are putting some blooming gel just on the tip where the French is, so we can get this cute beach sand water kind of thing going. I don't really know what to call it, but it gives me beach vibes every time I see it. But I basically just put some green and white down and dipped the end of my brush in both, and just swiped left and right to give it kind of that beach water vibe. Some seashells, girl, seashells. Okay, yes, that's what it is. Beachy, what did I say? Beachy vibes, beachy sea vibes. Okay, seashells, y'all, that's what it is. And then I just went in with a little bit more white, a little bit more green, just to kind of give it that more textured look. And it came out so cute. We did the same thing on this nail with the green. The only difference is I just used a bit more white than I did on the ring with the green. For the thumb, I tried to go in and do the same thing that I did with the pinky, but I was not feeling it, if I'm being completely honest with y'all. So I just went in and I just wiped all of that off, and I was like, we're gonna do something else. So I went in with some more blooming gel just at the tip and the corner to give it kind of like this ombre feel without doing ombre. Now, I know there's different ways that you could do this. This is the new way that I just kind of found out about. Usually I would either actually ombre, use my airbrush, and now this new method I have, which is using blooming gel just for small ombre things where I know it's gonna blend pretty well, especially with specific colors as well. You can't do it with every color. I've tried, it doesn't work, and it's okay. But this did pretty good. So I just let it sit for a little bit, brushed it in, brushed it out, tried to blend it as much as I could, but it really didn't matter because the design that we are putting on top, which is that half and half zebra and cheetah, it kind of covers it all anyway, so it just makes it look so much better. For this middle finger, I am putting a clear bead down because we are using a rose charm and the petals do stick out. For my bigger charms or charms that don't really stick to the base of the nail for real, I do use acrylic other than the Macart gel that I have, only because when they do stay on the nail, I never have an issue when I use acrylic. None of the charms ever fall off, never have a complaint or anything like that. And when you are using acrylic, you can fill in all of those spaces that stick out, so it's not getting caught in your client's hair, their clothes, whatever the case may be. Lastly, we are going in with a few pearls on the pointer finger around the cuticle. And then we are also going to add some 3D gel to the tips just to give it that kind of swirly 3D look that's been trending lately. I do that step last, so I will go ahead and put the top coat on and then do the 3D swirls after. It just gives it a more defined look as far as that 3D texture. Well, my loves, I am going to let you all watch the rest of this video through. I appreciate you all for coming back and checking up on your girl. Also, welcome to all my newcomers. I promise I am back. I still have things in the chamber. We still have giveaways to do. I promise I have not forgotten, and we will get into that throughout all of the next videos that I will be posting. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.